Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our ninth base workout. Today, we're just going to get started with a little bit of walking. Just like normal, we go in for about 2 minutes to start with our warm up today. Then we'll get into a few more exercises and then start a build up drill before we get into the main segment of our workout. Today, our warm up will consist of 5 minutes. Then we'll have a 20-minute main exercise portion, and then we'll finish out with another warm down. That'll be 5.5 minutes to make it a perfect 30. So as I said, we'll just start with an easy pace to get started with our 2 minutes of walking that we're starting off with. And immediately I want you to check in with your body, check in with your posture. Are your shoulders rolled back? Chin's not too far forward. Our hips are staying in line with our knees and ankles. And we have everything in line. Just want to start raising that heart rate up a little bit and getting our muscles nice and loose for the main part of our workout session today. The highest intensity we're going to hit is 80% today. So it's a little bit more laid back than the other workouts that we've been doing this week. But nonetheless, we still want to push ourselves and get a good workout in today. We got about another 20 seconds here before we take it into a march. We'll go for a march for 30 seconds, and then we'll go 30 seconds for butt kicks. And then we'll get into our build-up drill. So we got about 10 seconds here before we take it into a march. We got 3, 2, 1. Start taking you into that march. If you want to keep marching while you're walking, that's perfectly fine. But if you need to find a spot along the side of the trail or wherever you chose to do your workout today and just do the marching stationary, that's perfectly fine. Got about 10 seconds left on the marches before we transition into butt kicks. And we have 3, 2, 1. Going to butt kicks. And I'm showing you a side view of what this exercise looks like. And again, if you want to do the butt kicks while you're walking forward, it's totally fine. But if you need to stop on the side of the trail to do this exercise, perfectly fine as well. Whatever's good for you. So we got another 5 seconds here before we take it back into our walking. We're going to pick it up at a 60%. We'll pick up that walk at a 6 out of 10. We're going to hang here for about 30 seconds in total. And here we're picking it up to a pace that's a little bit more difficult than your easy walking pace. You're definitely going to feel yourself breathing a little bit harder, a little bit faster. It's totally fine. That's what we want. So we're going to pick it up into a 70% in 3, 2, 1. Push it up to a 70. You're walking on the trail with someone today. Might feel like it's getting more difficult to hold a conversation with them. Might find yourself only being able to speak 4 to 5 words at a time, which is good. That means we know we're pushing ourselves. We know we're getting to that point. So in 5 seconds, we're going to take it up to an 8 out of 10. We're going to keep pushing it up. We got 3, 2, 1. Give me that 80%. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Just want you guys to get a feel today for what the main session of our workout is going to feel like. We have 10 more seconds here before we take it back down into an easy pace. Keep going, keep going. Got 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down to an easy pace. We got about another 30 seconds here until we get into the main session of our workout. Just going to consist of all walking today. And we're going to start in about 10 seconds. We're going to pick up a walk at about a 70%, 7 out of 10. I'm gonna pick that up in 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 push it up to that 70%. I'm gonna hang here for a minute. So with this main section of the workout today, we're going to be going through a series of intensities. We're gonna go from 70% down to a 60, up to a 75, down to 60, and 80% out for 30 seconds. Then we'll bring it back down to 60%, and then we're gonna run through that 3 times in total. So each of the 3 interval sections here will be about 6 to 7 minutes, actually about 6-ish minutes. But we'll keep going here. We're going to take it down to 60% in about 10 seconds. We got 3, 2, 1, and bring it down to that 6% or 60%, sorry. If you find yourself needing to stop and pause the video for any reason, feel free to. If you need to stop and get a drink of water too, that's perfectly fine. And then just bring that video back to wherever you left off and just pick right up. So again, we're going at 60% here. Gotta keep it up for about another 30 more seconds before we bring it up to a 75%. We got about another 10 seconds here. Bring it up to a 75 in 3, 2, 1. Push, push, push. So this should feel a little bit more taxing than the 70% that we warmed up with and we started with the main session of the workout with. I feel like you're pushing yourself a little bit harder than that 70%, but not fully at 80%. Should still be pushing. Might find yourself pushing off the ground a little bit harder to increase the intensity of our walk. Might find ourselves stepping a little quicker, increasing our stride length. All will definitely increase the intensity of the walking. Got about another 10 seconds here before we take it down into a 60%. In 3, 2, 1, bring it back down. So the 60%, this minute that we're spending here might feel like a little bit of a rest period. Just because we're stepping down that intensity a little bit, you might feel your breath start to catch your breath again. Just totally fine. You want to use it how you want to use it, but make sure that you're still walking, still working hard. Got about another 20 seconds left here before we pick it up into an 8 out of 10 for 30 seconds. We're going to push ourselves the hardest during these 30 seconds. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up that 8 out of 10. And push, push, push. Keep going, keep going. Remember why you got outside to exercise today. Or regardless of where you are, why you chose to put on some sneakers and do something good for yourself. Use it as your motivation. Got 3, 2, 1, and bring it down to a 60%. Good job, good job. I know it was 30 seconds of that 80% can be a little rough, especially with all the past base workouts that we've been doing, and even the prep workouts are really helping us to increase our power production. With increasing the intensity like that, we're really training like I said, our power production, which is so very helpful in many aspects of our activities of daily living that we do on a daily basis. And just overall keeping ourselves on our feet and being more sure of ourselves. We're going to keep walking the 60% for about another minute, and then we're going to restart the series again. So we'll repeat that 2 more times. And again, we're going to keep walking at that 6 out of 10. I just want to put another mental reminder in to check your posture. Now, you might be getting a little bit tired at this point, and sometimes when we get tired, our posture tends to change a little bit. I just want to make sure that those shoulders are nice and rolled back, nice and relaxed. Hips are nice and mobile and open. Not too far forward, not too far backwards, but that they're staying in line with our knees and ankles. Got about another 10 seconds here before we pick it back up into that 70%. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, pick it up. Give me that 7 out of 10. Should feel like a step up from that 60% that we just increased our intensity from. Keep going, keep going. You got this. Got about another 10 seconds here left with this 70% before we take it back down into that 60%. In 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down into that 6 out of 10. We got about another 30 seconds here of the 60% before we bring it back into our 75%. So again, that'll feel a little bit more difficult of a pace than 70%, but we're still pushing ourselves a little bit more than that 70%. Put it up to about 75 in 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Push yourself, push yourself. Keep going with that 75%. You got it. Got about another 15 seconds here before we bring it down into our 60% again. Got 10 seconds. And bring it back down in 3, 2, 1. Going back into that 60%. Got about a minute here before we go into that 30 seconds at 80% again. Again, if you need to pause the video for any reason, if you're feeling tired or need a drink or anything like that, again, feel free and just pick up the video right where you left off and continue on with the workout. I'm going to bring it up to that 80% in about 10 seconds. We'll go for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, pick it up into that 80%. Go, 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 go. You got this. You've got it. Keep pushing yourself. Got about another 15 seconds here. And then we'll bring it back into a 60%. In 3, 2, 1, go back into that 60%. We'll hang here for the next 2 minutes. About a minute down here at our 60% before we go into our rotation one last time. Now you might be getting a little bit tired at this point in the workout. Perfectly normal. We're pushing ourselves at a pretty difficult level here today. But I still want you giving me all that effort that you can and getting in a good workout. We got about another 30 seconds here before we bring it back into our 70%. And we've got 10. In 3, 2, 1, pick up that 70%. Pick it up, pick it up. We're almost to the finish line. You got this. Got about 6 minutes until we're done with the main session of the workout, and then we move into that warm down. Keep going, keep going. We got another 30 seconds here, and then we'll head into a minute of walking at 60%. And you got 10. We got 3, 2, 1, bring it down to that 6 out of 10. Got about another 30 seconds here before we bring it back up into a 75%. You've got 10. In 3, 2, 1. Pick up that 75%. Come on, come on, pick it up. We're nearing the end here. I want you to give me everything you've got today. Keep putting one foot out in front of the other. Keep walking, keep walking. I want you to remember why you decided to come outside and put this video on and get your workout done today. Use that as your motivation. Got about another 30 seconds here at the 75%. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. You got 10. Bring it down to that 60% in 3, 2, 1. And step it down to that 6 out of 10. We are so close to the end. You got this. Keep on going. Keep going, keep going. We got 180% about left, and then we'll finish out at 60%. You've got this. We got 10. I want you to bring it up into an 8 out of 10 in 3, 2, 1. Pick it up, pick it up. This is our last higher intensity bout of this workout. We got about 20 seconds left here, and I want you to give me everything that you've got today. Keep those legs going, one in front of the other. Keep going at that 80%. We got 10 seconds now. Keep going, keep going. You got this. In 3, 2, 1, bring it back down to that 6 out of 10. We've got 2 minutes here before we head into our warm down for the day. You might feel yourself being able to catch your breath a little bit more during these next 2 minutes at the 60%, but I still want you to push. Keep up that 60% intensity and finish out this workout strong. Keep going, keep going. We've got another minute of this main section of the workout before we head into our 5.5 minute warm down. So just as a little bit of an overview of the warm down, we're going to be focusing on mobility and balance. So it's going to look similar to what typically the rest of our warm downs have so far in the program. We're going to start it off with 2 minutes of an easy pace. So that's self-set by you. So whatever pace you feel like you want to keep walking at. My recommendation would probably be somewhere around a 30 to 50%. Just so we're keeping our bodies moving, but not too hard, because the whole point of a warm down is to relax our muscles from pushing ourselves so hard. We're going to take it down to a 30 to 50%. And then after that, we're going to go into a forward lunge stance. Put our hands on our hips for that. And that exercise is focusing on balance. And then afterwards, we're going to go into a single leg balance. I'm pretty sure we've done these in past-based exercises, so We have a familiar exercise there. We're also going to go into 1 minute of side taps and then a 30-second quad stretch. So we're finishing out with some familiar exercises that are going to work on our mobility and balance. But again, we're going for about those 2 minutes of easy walking here. Want to start relaxing that heart rate down. Find yourself being able to catch your breath. If you feel like you want to take a break for water, feel free to do that. Had about another minute here before we move into the forward lunge stance. We've got 10 seconds before we bring it into a forward lunge. In 3, 2, 1. I want you to take that left leg forward and sink into that front leg. Put those hands on your hips. Or if you feel like you want more of a challenge with your balance, you can put your arms out to the side. We're going to throw in a little gaze shift too. And what I mean by that is you're just going to be turning your head left to right. So I'll add in a little bit extra of a balance challenge. I'm going to switch legs, that right leg in front. And if you're feeling up for it, you can go ahead and add that gaze shift in. You might feel your ankles starting to rock a little bit with this exercise, which is totally normal. Just your body working on keeping its balance. It's helping with strengthening our ankles as well as improving our balance skills. We're moving into a single leg balance in 3, 2, 1. Whichever leg you want to start with is totally fine. Just lift that other off the ground. We're just going to be standing there on balancing. Put your hands on your hips. Let your hands hang down at your sides, whichever is more comfortable for you. If you feel the need to hold on to something for balance, find a nice spot for that. You can pause the video at any point to go do that, which is perfectly fine. We're switching to the other leg. And we'll do the same on this side. And also add in the gaze shifts for this exercise too, if you feel like you want a little bit more of a challenge to your balance. Perfectly fine. In 10 seconds, we're going to move into those side lunges. In 3, 2, 1. We'll start with that right side. And today we're focusing a little bit more on mobility. So if you feel like you can stretch that right leg out farther to the side, feel free. We want to increase that hip mobility and knee mobility and add some strengthening into it with our body weight. And also sink deeper into that side lunge as well. We'll switch to the left side. Again, same thing. If you feel like you can reach out further to that left side with that left leg, feel free to go for it. We're helping to increase that hip mobility. And if you feel like you can do that while you're holding on to something, you can reach a little farther when you're holding on to something, by all means, feel free to do so. I'm going to switch to the quad stretch in 3, 2, 1. And I'm giving you a little demo, so we're just going to be holding that right foot back up towards our backside, and you're going to feel a stretch down the front of your right quad muscle. It'll be on the front of your thigh. We'll switch it to the left side. Got 10 seconds here, and then we are all done. We are all done. Good job, guys. Can't wait to see you back.